The story begins in 1928 in the Karakoram Mountains of India, where a lone mountaineer is camping. He notices a bright light nearby. Curious, he walks toward it and finds a glowing sphere in ice. He stares at it, then strikes it with his tool. The moment he touches it, the sphere glows intensely, and he collapses unconscious. When he wakes up, the sphere is gone, leaving a scar on his hand. The story then shifts to the present day, 2008. We meet Dr. Helen Benson, an astrobiologist teaching at Princeton University. After class, she returns home to her stepson Jacob. Jacob has been distant since his father passed away. Helen cares for him, but their relationship is strained because she is not his biological mother. That night, Helen receives a phone call and government officers arrive at her house. She panics, thinking she might be under arrest, but they only say everything will be explained later. Helen asks her neighbor to look after Jacob, then goes with them. During the drive, she keeps asking questions, but the agent only says this is national security. Helen is taken to a military facility where she finds many other scientists have been brought in. There, she meets her old colleague, Michael Grenier, who selected her for this mission. Michael explains, an unknown object from space is heading toward Earth, with less than an hour before impact. Its speed is so extreme that stopping it is impossible. It will strike Manhattan, killing millions of people. After the briefing, Helen calls Jacob and tells him to hide in the basement immediately. Soon after, the scientists are taken to the impact site. Everyone expects a catastrophic collision, but the object slows down and gently lands in Central Park, Manhattan. There is no explosion, just a massive glowing sphere, and people run. In protective suits, the scientists move closer. The sphere glows brighter, and an alien figure emerges. Helen steps forward as the alien reaches out his hand, but a soldier fires, and the alien collapses, injured, into her arms. A huge robotic creature comes out of the sphere. It releases a force that shuts down electricity and machinery and emits a painful high-frequency sound that incapacitates everyone. The robot seems ready to act, but the injured alien raises his hand slightly, and the robot instantly stops and shuts down. The wounded alien is taken to a military laboratory. Doctors don't understand his biology, and his condition worsens. Helen suggests removing the bullet, so a surgeon operates. They discover the alien's body is covered in a gray, organic layer, like a biological suit. As they remove it, they realize that underneath, the alien looks completely human. He is placed inside a secure containment unit. When he wakes up, he is confused and alarmed, but Helen reassures him, and he relaxes. It is revealed that he now looks exactly like the mountaineer from 1928, explaining the earlier scar. At first, he repeats words as if learning how to speak. Meanwhile, chaos spreads across the world. People think it's an alien invasion. Cities begin evacuations, and governments activate crisis protocols. Authorities discover the aliens have accessed human technology, including satellites and classified defense systems. Even worse, similar glowing spheres are landing all over the world. At the facility, Defense Secretary Regina Jackson arrives. Scientists explain the alien's body contains DNA from multiple life forms, including humans. The outer gray layer was a protective biological suit, allowing him to survive on Earth. This suggests the aliens visited Earth before and collected human DNA, which explains the mountaineer incident from 1928. Soon after, the alien fully regains consciousness. He asks for water, and as he drinks, his hands tremble. He says it will take time to adapt to this human body. Regina tries to question him about why he came to Earth, but he ignores her. Instead, Helen asks who he is. After a brief pause, he finally says, "My name is Clatu." After introducing himself, Clatu is questioned about where he came from. He says he represents multiple civilizations, and that these civilizations are all around Earth. When asked about his purpose, Clatu says he wants to speak in front of all world leaders. He asks for a meeting with the United Nations, where he will reveal everything. Regina Jackson refuses and demands he explain his purpose to her. Clatu asks if she is speaking on behalf of all humanity. Regina says she represents the President of the United States. Clatu looks at her and says, "This is not your planet." After this, Regina talks with Helen and Michael. She warns Clatu could be a serious threat because powerful civilizations destroy weaker ones. The scientists disagree and want careful handling, but Regina takes control. She orders Clatu moved to a secure location and interrogated using a truth serum. Helen volunteers to administer the injection, but secretly, she switches the serum with harmless saline and whispers, "You need to run." Helen is removed and Clatu is restrained for interrogation. Connected to a lie detector, an agent questions him. "Are you human?" Clatu replies, My body is. Are you in pain? He answers, my body is. When asked about his mission, Clatu refuses. Instead, he disables the machine. He takes control of the system and sends a signal through it, causing the agent to collapse. He then controls the agent's mind, forcing him to reveal the escape route. Clatu changes into the agent's clothes, gains access to the facility systems, and disables guards with a high-frequency signal. As alarms go off, Clatu escapes. Regina and the military realize what happened. Security is raised to the highest level and a search begins. Helen secretly takes a sample of the alien's biological suit, while Regina orders a full-scale search using all available resources. Clatu arrives at a train station where people are panicking because departures are cancelled. In a human body, he feels hunger. He uses his abilities to take food from a vending machine without paying and quietly observes people. He stands there, listening to frantic announcements, watching families cling together, and noticing how quickly fear turns strangers into enemies in just minutes alone. They grow aggressive, fighting and arguing in fear and frustration, and Clatu watches, trying to understand human nature. Soon, his condition worsens. He starts bleeding and collapses in the bathroom. Helen is back home with Jacob watching the news. She gets a call that someone is asking for her at the station. Realizing it's Clatu, she rushes there and brings him back. In the car, Clatu meets Jacob. Jacob behaves cold and rude, still struggling with his father's death. Clatu asks for the sample of his biological tissue. Helen gives it, and he places it on his wound, healing instantly. Helen asks what to do next. Clatu says he needs to meet someone and tells her to drive. At the same time, the military attacks the giant robot, Gort, with drones and heavy weapons. It detects the threat and destroys the equipment, including tanks and drones. Human weapons are ineffective, so they decide to contain it and move it for research. Back in the car, traffic is heavy as people try to escape the city. Jacob says aliens should be destroyed and that his father would have fought them. Helen says, maybe there are other ways. Not knowing Clatu is an alien, Jacob asks what humans should do. Clatu answers, you can do nothing. They arrive at a restaurant where Clatu has come to meet someone. While Jacob goes inside, Helen asks again why he came to Earth. Clatu says, I came to save the Earth. Inside the restaurant, Clatu meets Mr. Wu, another alien living in human form on Earth for the past 70 years. Mr. Wu says he was sent to study humanity. He learned humans are destructive, stubborn, and dangerous, but also capable of love, emotion, and care. Because of this, he has grown attached to Earth and calls it home. He wants to stay with his human family, even if it means dying. Clatu listens, but still believes humans cannot change. He tells Mr. Wu to leave Earth because what is coming cannot be stopped. He says staying here won't save anyone. Mr. Wu will only die with them in the end. Meanwhile, the military tries to contain the giant robot Gort by surrounding it with special reinforced barriers, hoping to block its abilities and keep it locked down. Reports of Clatu's sightings spread everywhere, and the government declares him a fugitive. Regina orders a full-scale search using all available resources. After leaving the restaurant, Clatu asks Helen to drive toward New Jersey. They stop near a forest. Clatu steps out, Helen follows, and Jacob stays behind in the car, watching them go. In the woods, Helen notices insects moving together in large numbers. She follows them to a lake, where Clatu stands silently. Another glowing sphere rises from the water. Clatu activates something, and all the other spheres across the world respond. Around the globe, animals and living creatures, except humans, are collected into these spheres. One by one, the spheres leave Earth. Only the sphere that brought Clatu remains. Helen is shocked. Jacob becomes emotional, fearing Clatu might replace his father. He runs into the forest and Helen follows. They witness the spheres rising into space and disappearing. Clatu returns and asks Helen to take him back to the city. Helen refuses unless he explains everything. Clatu reveals the truth. Humans are destroying the Earth. And since planets that support complex life are rare, he came to save the Earth from humans. If humans are removed, the planet can recover. Helen insists humans can change. Clatu refuses, saying his kind has observed humanity for a long time, and now it has reached a point of no return. The process has already begun. A police officer arrives, recognizes Clatu, and orders them to surrender. Jacob begs Clatu not to hurt him. Clatu throws the car at the officer, badly injuring him. Jacob is terrified. But then Clatu uses energy from the car to revive the officer. Clatu says he never meant to seriously harm him, only remove an obstacle. Helen says she knows someone who might change his mind. Meanwhile, authorities analyze the spheres that left Earth. Footage shows they were collecting animals and living species. Regina realizes they are arcs, saving life before a global destruction, like a flood. This confirms something catastrophic is coming for humanity. Across the world, panic turns into chaos, riots, looting, and disorder. The military moves Gort into a deep underground facility to study it. Helen takes Clatu to Professor Karl Barnhart, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist. Clatu corrects an unfinished equation, and Karl immediately realizes he is not human. Karl asks how Clatu's civilization survived. Clatu explains their sun was dying, and they were forced to change to survive. Karl argues change happens when a species is pushed to the edge of extinction. Humans are now at that same critical point, and maybe they deserve one last chance. This affects Clatu, but the military locates them. Helicopters arrive, sirens and shouting everywhere. Karl tells Helen, "You can't change his mind with logic, only with action." Jacob secretly calls the authorities, believing he is doing the right thing. Helen is heartbroken. One helicopter captures Helen and flies away, while others chase Clatu. Clatu disables the helicopters, causing them to crash. Jacob runs, but Clatu saves him from falling into a river and begins to connect with him. Helen is taken to Regina. She begs to be released, saying Clatu listens to her and she might be the only one who can stop him, but Regina refuses. At the underground facility, scientists try to break into Gort. As they drill, tiny insect-like particles appear, nano-robots. They multiply rapidly, consuming everything they touch. Machines are destroyed, people are consumed, and the facility is wiped out. Nothing stops them, not even fire or weapons. Soon the nano-robots escape and form a massive swarm. They spread across Earth, destroying everything in seconds, stripping streets, towers, and even stadiums down to dust. And the most terrifying part, the more they destroy, the more they multiply. As the destructive swarm spreads on Earth, it becomes clear that nothing can stop it. Regina releases Helen, believing she might be the only one who can convince Clatu to stop everything. Michael goes with her. Clatu takes Jacob to a cabin, where Jacob calls Helen and tells her where to meet them. On the way, Jacob admits he no longer wants Clatu to die, and Clatu rethinks his judgment about humans. They reach a cemetery where Jacob's father is buried. Jacob asks Clatu to bring him back, like he revived the police officer, but Clatu says his powers have limits. He can't restore someone dead for long. Jacob breaks down. Helen arrives and hugs him. For the first time, Helen and Jacob understand each other's pain. They apologize and accept each other as a real family. Watching them, Clatu realizes humans are not just destructive. They are also capable of love, change, and growth. Helen promises again that humanity can change. This time, Clatu believes her and decides to stop the destruction. But the nanorobot swarm has already reached New York City, destroying everything. The president orders more attacks, but it's too late. Helen, Jacob, Clatu, and Michael rush back to Central Park, where the sphere remains. The city is nearly empty. Suddenly, the Air Force starts bombing. Their car crashes, and Michael dies. Clatu, Helen, and Jacob continue on foot, trying to reach the sphere as the swarm closes in. Helen and Jacob start bleeding and collapse. Clatu explains the nanorobots are inside their bodies, destroying them. Helen begs him to save Jacob. Clatu holds their hands and pulls the nanobots out, absorbing them into himself. Jacob wakes up, but Clatu weakens. Clatu remembers Karl's words. Humans can change when pushed to the edge. He walks toward the glowing sphere. The swarm surrounds him, but he reaches it and touches it. Clatu's body disintegrates, and all the nanorobots across the Earth are instantly destroyed. The destruction stops, but there is a cost. Technology shuts down worldwide, and cities fall into darkness. In the end, Helen and Jacob watch as the glowing sphere rises into space. Clatu is gone, but his mission has changed the future of Earth.